excited to be back at Reverb. I'm gonna be teaching a song called Havana. You may or may not have heard of it every day for the past year. But this is actually, I was very blessed to get to tour with Camila Cabello for about 2 years, and it was such an amazing experience to watch this song that she wrote with 3 chords, literally change and transform the world and just break so many records. So the 3 chords in this song are very simple. You have G minor 7, okay? E flat dominant 7, or E flat 7, and then D7. But if I want to put a little stank on it, a little swag on it, I might slide into the bass note. And then instead of playing all the strings like with one sweep, I kind of like brush my pick along the strings. Now, I got a little bit softer there because my grandma taking a nap, you feel me? And that's the idea, like you don't have to play everything so aggressive and so hard. We all know you got a guitar and we love you. But another thing that I like to do a lot is I like to like cut it short, like cut the strings, stop the strings with the palm of my hand to create this kind of like bouncy vibe. I'm not about to explain how to play the melody, just use your ear and you know, you'll get that. But what I do want to talk about is how to know, well, what do I solo? Like if you want to solo over this, what would you use? And I think G minor pentatonic is the obvious thing that most guitar players know, which obviously is just. Okay, so that's what I think a go-to would be, and there's nothing wrong with that, that's cool. So that's G natural minor, right? But if you want to put some stank on it, I dare you to play the major 7 instead of the minor 7. It goes like this. You see the difference when I went to? That's more like blues, but that's scary. Like you left the cereal out all night and the milk is just not right no more. That's just what that is, okay? Melodic minor. And that major 7 note, which is F sharp, okay, is the only difference between the 2 scales, the minor and the melodic minor. So anytime you obviously kind of like highlight that note, that's gonna really bring that personality out. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna show you what happens when I kind of play this D Phrygian shape. And I'm starting with my first finger on the 10th fret of the low E string at the note D. Now, obviously, the D, you don't want to land on the D because you ain't in D land, you in G. We all know that. However, I think it's cool to kind of use the top and kind of sprinkle. Right? So let me show you how that sounds. I'm going to start at G. Here I am, Phrygian. about is the way to play the scales and the notes. When I'm improvising, I try not to think about the scale so much. I try and think about the way I'm playing it. So I can come up to you and I can say, yo, shut up, I'm studying. But if I come up to you and I say, hey, listen, I really appreciate, what you guys are doing here, but is it possible that, for the next 5 minutes you can keep it down a little bit? You're gonna receive that differently, right? So I'm saying the same thing, but I'm saying it in a different way. That's the same exact scale, but I slid into the notes. That's one thing I like to do, sliding. Double stops are really cool. With the double stops, I remember being so stressed when I first learned about double stops. I'm like, how do they know where they are? Because I just didn't know. But what I started to notice is that, again, everything is connected. So if you look at the G minor pentatonic scale, and you got just those two, just that part, right? Well, if you play on the E and the B strings, if you play those strings together, there's your double stop. And then here, and then go up a whole step. Okay, and it's the same thing. So you know how a lot of people have that minor pentatonic, that little box over there? Well, bam. Anytime you play notes, be creative with the way you're playing the notes. Express yourself, get nasty, make a face, offend somebody, all of that. Because that's, to me, that's what is gonna last. That's the music we remember. Like, B.B. King never did a lot of stuff, but the stuff he did was just so powerful. Because when he did that, it wasn't just like, he was like, and that's the way I like to do the vibrato, but the idea is that it's almost like it's stank. Like you put some stank on it, you put some attitude on it, and it just makes it so much more interesting.